Hello, everybody. Hi. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to week 3 of the analysis of our NISOA stimulus program. We're excited to be able to share with you guys the winners today, as well as go over the most missed questions. So, wanted to start out with participation from this past week. So we did see an uptick in participation. So thanks for everybody who shared that with your friends and colleagues. We had 743 participants, up from 700 last week, which was great. We did see a little decrease as far as our mean and our average, and that was intentional. This was a bit of a challenging quiz. As we all know, challenges is one of the gray areas with refereeing, where we do have a big spectrum. So the more that we can have these types of quizzes in a safe place like this, we can draw a little bit more consensus as far as what our outcomes are. So hopefully everybody can appreciate that it was a bit challenging. We did have 28 people score a perfect score and are on our wall of champions. So congratulations to those 28 people. I'd like to highlight a few of those folks as well. As you can see here on our screen, we have 3 people who scored a perfect score from week 1 to week 2 to week 3. And I'd love to highlight those names are in blue, and that is Paul Scott from Utah, Harris Rashid from New York, and Pete Mendel from Metro New Jersey. So congratulations to those guys. Perfect score 3 weeks in a row. So can you maintain that standard going into week 4? We shall see. So who will have bragging rights into week 4 as we continue on those perfect scores. We also have a couple other people I'd like to highlight. We had 2 father-daughter duos. One, you can see here highlighted in purple, John and Caitlin Chowbridge. So in Texas, congratulations, that father-daughter duo got 100% this week, so congratulations. And then also Corey Cowger, who was the youth referee of the year in Missouri. She got 100%, and last week her father got 100%. So we have another father-daughter duo. So wanted to highlight those, keeping it in the family. Thank you to everyone who got a perfect score. Congratulations, and we'll announce the winners at the end of our conversation today. But here are our week 3 wall of champions. So congratulations to all 28 of you. So next, I wanted to talk a little bit about a few reminders for us. So we talked a little bit about submitting only once, and we're still having a few people submit more than once. I think we even had one member submit 15 times. So it's a lot of work on the back end to remove names and remove people who have had that duplication, and it affects our outcomes and our numbers. So please only submit it once. If you don't get 100%, no problem. You'll live and you'll learn from that experience. But please only submit it once. That helps us out on the back end as far as administratively to have to clear out any of those duplications. So please, please, please only take it once. Also, we're going to have a few minor adjustments. So week 4 will be released on Sunday at around 8 p.m. That'll help all of our members get a little extra time, especially those of you on the West Coast, a little extra time to complete the quiz. So expect week 4 to be released on Sunday. And then also quiz results are going to be held. So you won't get them until after the YouTube live broadcast that we will have next Friday, 5/1. So don't expect to have those quiz results until after that. That'll help us maintain the integrity of the program. So thanks for your understanding and patience with that. Also, we will be talking about offside in week 4. So wanted to talk a little bit about that and the answers that you will be seeing. It'll change a little bit from what you have seen from week 1 through 3. So you'll have 4 different options. You'll have interfering with play, interfering with an opponent, gaining an advantage, and no offside. So it's important for us to understand and differentiate between those answers. So I encourage you to have a rule book in hand and to help you kind of look through and understand the differences between all of those decisions. And it'll help us when we articulate to coaches and players on the field. It's really important for us to be able to understand those differences. So critical for offside next week, that'll be the answers you'll be choosing from. So be aware of that. Also, for those of you that are not aware or are not familiar with YouTube, there is a little bell icon. If you can see it right there on your screen, if you click on that bell icon, you'll get reminders or alerts anytime we go live. So you won't miss out on any of the live action. So if you want to click on those reminders, that little bell icon, that'll help you stay in tune with any of our live performances, if you will. So make sure you look at that. So moving on to the most missed clips for this week, we had two that we will be reviewing. First, we'll start with video clip 4. So Doug, if you can roll the video and show the clip. Here we are. Thank you. And so you'll see here we have a challenge in the midfield. And there's a couple things to highlight about this challenge. So first and foremost, we want to look at the mode of contact and the point of contact. As you can see in that replay, it really is boot on boot. It's very low, that challenge, so we have the foot on the foot as far as mode and point of contact there. The other thing that's really important to evaluate is the speed and distance, which equals into our force. So how much force is occurring in this clip? And what you can see is we would call this kind of medium, a moderate force. So he's not coming from a large distance, but he does have a little bit of a kind of leap or a lunge, as we would call it, into that challenge. That you can see if we replay that. You would see that little lunge there. So a little bit of, we would call that kind of medium distance or medium force there. So from our expectation here, because of the mode of contact and the point of contact being foot on foot, we would expect, and as well as that force and speed being about medium, we would expect to see a direct free kick here and a yellow card. A couple other things to evaluate in this clip is one, this happens as a result of the heavy touch right here, whoop, right there you can see with the black player, right? The player in black. It takes a heavy touch. Anytime we see a player take a heavy touch, we need to hone in and focus in as officials right on the moment of contact and the point of contact. Because right now we have two players, if we can get the pause right when they come together, right when he takes that heavy touch, Doug, you'll see you got two players coming in for a fair challenge. And then what will happen is we'll have a 50-50, and the hope is that they come in a fair challenge, right? But here you can see black player steps right there on top of the foot of white. It is very low, the point of contact. So again, a yellow card is expected here. But a couple things to point out, it's a sloppy touch from the player in black. So that's heavy touch. We should always focus in and say, what's gonna happen next? Because now we've got a 50-50 ball. And then the other thing, Doug, if we can back it up to where you can see the wide angle, important to note is the referee's positioning. So anytime we're in the midfield here, we need to maintain very dynamic movement. And the referee has a good look at this. But being aware of your positioning and making sure that you're focusing in right on that point of contact is the difference between this being a yellow card and a red card. Because if he does make contact with the Achilles or he does make contact higher, then we would see us maybe elevate that to a red card. So important things to note. The other thing that's important to note is that we're looking at clips. We look at them in isolation, right? We're just looking at this one clip. We don't know what else has happened in this game up until this point. So while we're saying this clip in and of itself is a yellow card, it may warrant a red card in the right game, in the right atmosphere, in the right situation. So a red card could be supported here with the right elements in the game, but in this clip in isolation, because of the boot on boot and that medium level of force, we would expect a yellow card here. So again, like I said, these decisions are not easy this week. We talked a lot about clips that are right in the gray area, and this is one of them, but it helps us analyze and take an understanding of why do we call it a yellow card? What are the considerations here? And again, point of contact, mode of contact, that boot on boot, and then the other piece is that force, and that's kind of medium as he takes a lunge. You're seeing it right here, great look there of that step in, okay? So that is clip 4. Let's take a look at the analysis of clip 4 and see how everyone had marked it. So everyone, majority said direct free kicks, so 98.9% of you, that's fantastic. We did have a couple people say PK. Not sure why there. So make sure you're looking at your answers and evaluating them before you submit them to make sure you don't have any mistakes there, like this one. But everyone's pretty consensus on the direct free kick, which is great. What we are seeing a split in on is the yellow card, no card, red card decision. So we would definitely expect a card here as a result of the lunge challenge. It is definitely reckless in nature. And then the difference between the yellow card and the red card is really all about the point of contact, mode of contact, and the force, which we talked through together. So hopefully we can understand the difference there. And again, it's not if this happens in a game and the intensity is high and there's been several difficult challenges and you already have 2 yellow cards, then we would definitely support a red card in this instance. So understanding the small nuances there is also really important. So that is clip 4. And then moving on to clip 5, which is the second clip that we'll review today. Great, and let's go ahead and play that one in through. This is another challenge that happens in the midfield. I think you're getting a look at the kitchen challenge. There you go. Good. So thanks, Doug, for running through that. So what we can see in this challenge is there's contact to the face. And while it's minimal, it's not being used as a tool or a weapon. His hand is not closed. He doesn't have a fist motion. What's important is he's just kind of acting with, shows a bit of lack of attention or consideration or precaution, if you will, and the way he's using that arm. This is more closer to a normal soccer play than it is really a tool or a weapon used maliciously. So the severity of the contact here is really important. As you can see, it get embellished quite a bit by the blue player. So don't let that deceive us as officials when we see a player really react to the contact being made. Players tend to be a bit sensitive to any contact to their face. So it's important for us to really focus in on the point of contact and the mode of contact and the severity of that contact. So here, if you look at that, the contact is really minimal. It's a bit of an open hand. It's a bit of just fingers kind of grazing the hands. The contact is really minimal. And as a result, we would expect a direct free kick here with no card. And that's an important one because I think more often than not, when we see contact to the face,
Piper, put it away. It's almost time.
And that's not necessarily the case. So just keep that in mind. You have contact. So one other thing to point out here is we want to make sure we're in optimal.
Piper, grab your sheet.
You are unfit.
And what you can see is, again, in the midfield, you've got the referee having kind of some dynamic movement. He's shuffling a little bit, which is fantastic to see. We need to make sure we're always on our feet.
Ready.
Okay,
but focusing in on that point of contact and mode of contact.
Okay.
Both of these clips.
Joby, hold on.
Get a good angle. You're not going to be able to see the small nuances that are the difference between no card, yellow card, or potentially red card.
You got to listen very carefully the next few minutes.
If you're 30 miles away from this, which hopefully none of us are, and you see that player embellish it, you might be thinking it's a red card. Right? So it's important for us to have close proximity and a really good angle to see. Okay. So challenging one indeed. Clip 5, let's go ahead and look at the analysis if we could, Doug. And we can see we did have a few people say no foul here. And I think an important note here is this foul sends a signal. And that signal can be one of two things. It could either be we're going to allow this type of play to continue or we're not, right? And if we don't call this a foul, what is next for us, right? And I wouldn't want to see that. So for us, player safety of the student athlete is utmost critical for us. And it's very important that we modify this type of behavior, even if we don't think it's intentional, even if there is no malice. We want to make sure people are in control of their body, keep their hands at their sides, playing. So important for us to call this a foul. If we have this as a no foul, I would definitely expect the player to retaliate. We don't want to provide an environment where that happens. So it's really important to call this a simple foul in the midfield. There's really no risk in allowing play to continue here. So definitely foul. Free kick contact there. So we can expect to have an indirect free kick. As a result, anytime we do have 2 players having contact, we'd expect us to rise to.
Over here.
Again, we have a couple misplays. Far as the PK and the asterisks there. So make sure you're checking your answers. And looking down as far as the misconduct, we have a few people saying yellow card. Again, don't be deceived by the player who embellishes that contact. Really make sure we're getting focused in on the amount of contact made there, which is really a graze of his hand, really in a natural kind of playing hand movement, except his hand is a little out further than we'd like to see. A couple of people said red card, which you wouldn't expect, so make sure we modify that, okay? That is our clip analysis for the 2 most missed clips. Again, this was definitely a challenging week. We intentionally focused on a lot of these clips that are in the gray area to help us as officials kind of all get on the same page and have more consensus when it comes to challenges like this. So thank you for participating. Congratulations to the 28 who made it. Have a couple of shout outs I'd like to give some hat tips to for helping us make this stimulus program work. So first and foremost, our production support, our production staff. So production studio, Doug and Lena Ferguson. They are behind the scenes helping us make this a success. Hey guys, thank you so much for all that you guys do to help bring quality production to you guys, to give you guys the best educational experience. So thank you guys very much for all that you guys do behind the scenes. Also, Lance Van Heitzma and Mark Cahan, thank you guys so much for behind the scenes, all providing the detailed clips and analysis. We wouldn't be able to do this without all those detailed analysis that you're providing for everyone to learn. So thank you guys so much for that. And then also the funding support, wouldn't be able to have this program if it wasn't for the NISOA Foundation. So thank you guys so much for supporting this program so that we can be able to help out our members. We're blessed to be able to do that, encourage learning, but also personal growth during this very trying time for us all. So thank you, Foundation Fund, for all of your support. Thank you for our shout outs there. And last, a few closing remarks before I hand it off for the winners to be announced, which I'm sure you guys are on the edge of your seat waiting for. So week 3 analysis and answers and the Wall of Champions can be found on NISOA.com under the stimulus video quiz. So make sure you check up on that. That'll be released on Saturday. The quiz is also made public on Saturday with the analysis and the key answers in each description. So if you look at each one of the quiz links, Lance has done a fabulous job of making sure all the analysis is attached directly to that quiz so everyone can continue learning beyond this week as well. And then lastly, but certainly not least, participation. So we could use all of your guys' help to get the word out there about this program. Like I shared with you, the shout outs, there's a lot of people behind this engine making it work and bringing you guys this great educational content. We would greatly appreciate it if you guys can share it. If you're a president, chapter leadership, assigners, even if you're just a fellow referee, please share it with your groups, your email lists, your chapter members as well. Share this content. We would love to reach 1,000 participants on the program before we conclude on week 8. We can only do that with your help sharing it. So all the hands behind the machine making it work, giving you guys this great analysis and bringing you guys these programs. It's important that we share and reach as much of our membership as possible. So appreciate your help and helping to spread the word and share it with your fellow referees. Let's make sure that we're learning during this time as well. So without further ado, I will send it over to my friends in the kitchen where they've got a little bit of a walk of champions, if you will. So take it away, guys.
Hello, everybody. I've got some help this week to announce the winners. Piper, hold on. So bear with me for just a second. I'm going to get the camera flipped around. Well,
Are we ready?
I think we're ready.
All right. Come on, Piper.
Piper, come on down. Piper's first, Jovi. All right. Piper has our first place winner, who is Fernando Pina from Illinois. Congratulations, Fernando. Thank you, Piper. Jovi, come on down. Jovi, is anybody here named Jovi? Jovi, we need second place.
Come on, Piper.
In second place is Juan Kalb. Juan Kalb from Florida. Congratulations, Juan. Third place. Piper, I need to see it. Third place, Brian Miller. Brian Miller from Ohio. Congratulations, Brian.
And we have an extra third place this week because we had a member It's coming around.
Coming around. Come on, Piper.
We had a member who forgo his monetary winnings, and so thank you very much for his generosity. And so we have an extra third place winner this week.
And also in third place, Rhett Hamill from Florida. Rhett Hamill from Florida. Congratulations, Rhett. Go ahead.
Jovi crying.
Go.
Let's see if we can get her up.
Jovi, you want to join back in? Are you taking a TV timeout? All right, come on down, Piper, with fourth place. Fourth place, Corey Calger from Missouri. Congratulations, Corey. Thank you, Piper. Thank you, Piper. Oh, Jovi, you're back. Who do you have here? You have, our second place winner, Juan Cal. Juan, there's your piece of paper. Jovi's taking very good care of it. Congratulations, Juan. And in fifth place, Piper's coming on down. Piper, who do you have there? You have Kevin Watts from Oregon. Congratulations, Kevin, on fifth place. Thank you, Piper. Jovi, you're back. Thank you so much. Jovi, who do you have? You have NISOA Sandy. NISOA, if I butchered your name, I apologize. In sixth place, NISOA Sandy from New York. Thank you, Jovi. Piper's coming on down with our seventh place winner. In seventh place, we have Andy Goldstein from New Jersey, Metro New Jersey. Congratulations, Andy. Thank you, Piper. Come on down, Jovi. Who you got there? We've got Michael Price. Michael Price in eighth place from Montana. Thank you, Jovi. Congratulations, Michael. And in ninth place, a blast from the past, Paul Scott from Utah. Congratulations, Paul. Thank you, Piper. Jovi, can you flip it over for me? Perfect. And last but not least, in 10th place, who we got there, Jovi? Amin Hazic from Georgia. Congratulations, Amin. Thank you, Jovi. And that's it for our winners. Tori, you going back to the office? We're hanging out here. We can hang out here. I'll just flip it around like this.
Hi, guys. I think
Hey,
that
everybody.
all the winners up. Congratulations to all the winners for this week. We hope you guys keep playing. So good luck to everybody, and make sure you share it.
Yes, congratulations, everybody. Keep taking the quizzes.
You're going to have candy.
Aim for perfect scores, 10 out of 10.
All right. Till next time. Bye.
Have a good weekend.